Vamos começar. Call of Cthulhu, chamado de Cthulhu. Capítulo 1. Agência de investigação Pierce Boston. Eu ia falar Pierce Brosnan, o ator que fez 007. Entrar na insanidade. If I am mad, a loucura seria uma misericórdia. Que os deuses se apiedem do homem que na sua insensibilidade permanece são até o horrendo fim. Ah, que saudável, mano. Olha isso. Ah, suave. Isso é sangue de gente saudável. Esse tubarão com certeza morreu de morte de velhice. Velhice, porra. Viveu uma boa vida nadando com seus amiguinhos. Começamos bem, hein? Começamos bem. Agora do Thor, caralho, aí sim é os caras querendo que o bagulho seja vendido mesmo, o ingresso do Thor. Tem motion blur nessa porra? Se tem, ele não deixa eu tirar, tá bom. E esse tubarão aqui, hein? Tem pra caralho. Odeio motion blur, mano. Pô, nossa, churrasquinho, sushi, CG. Sushi de tubarão, mano. Pelo amor de Deus, bonzão, bonzão. Nem sei se dá pra fazer sushi com tubarão. Faz específico para interagir com eles. Yuhu! Peguei um alicate. Porra é essa? Mano, essa água tá boa pra dar um tibum, hein? Pular nela e dar uma nadada. Dente de decoração. Maravilha, maravilha, mano. Ah, não, esse cara tá moscando. Essa água tá muito boa. O cara que é otimista com tudo, tá ligado? Vamos lá, modo full otimista. Caraca, eu vou muito colocar isso pra comprar na loja, tá ligado? Tipo assim, modo otimista. Tem que falar bem de tudo. Tudo, tá ligado? Ah, não, olha esse aqui, mano. Que parede boa, velho. Oh, já vem desossado, mano, o tubarão, velho. Bom demais, bom demais. E modo pessimista. O modo pessimista é mais caro. Vou colocar lá pra vender. Oh, vou colocar mesmo, hein? Achei da hora esse negócio. O pessoal vai ficar tudo sem entender. Fazer um caldo de tubarão, pô, tá de boas. Abri uma porta da alegria. Eu, hein? Quem falou isso foi o... Nossa cabeça pegando peça, pô.
What a putrid offering.
Caraca, é uma orca? Caralho, mano. Willy! É você, Willy! Não! O que fizeram com o Willy? Vamos lá. Quase só. Vai lá, me falou, Mika. Porra.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Não discuta, você foi escolhido.
Behold. Everything has already been written.
Que porra é essa?
But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
O que tá acontecendo, mano? Terror cósmico total, caralho. Pouquinho ensejista. Ah, eu tava dormindo, pô. Sonho bobo, sonho de terça-feira, pô.
I hate whiskey.
Detesto whisky. Porra, eu bebi, isso vai afetar seu destino. Caralho, como assim? Não vai fazer o final ruim por causa de uma coisa que eu fiz aqui no começo, mano? Só porque eu soube beber, mano?
Been a while since I jotted down
Bebe
some of
mais.
my nightmares.
Esse aqui é em tua homenagem, CGs. Um brinde aí, CGs. É nóis que tá, mano. Eu tô loucão, CGs. Eu tô loucão. Desliga o rádio que eu vou cantar. Aoba, quem é que é, mano?
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Oh, tipo RPG mesmo, né, cara? Legal. Já que é Cthulhu, eu preciso, né, tá com a mente boa. Confiro.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce.
Mete porrada em
Our
tu,
file
se
will be
foda
up to
nesse
date.
X.
And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, you still...
Caralho, mano. Cuzona.
I'm coming.
Caraca, o maluco é o Alan Wake novo lá de barba, só que todo zoado. O uísque fez mal, irmão.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem. and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
Pocilga o quê, mano? Que mano é pocilga? Você tá de sacanagem?
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool.
Mas você é,
Sarah,
velho louco.
my little girl. She is dead.
Ixi.
Even you must know of her. She was
Sarah Hawkins.
Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
Caralho, ela desenhou que isso?
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Tá, agora você vai esperar que tinha coisa aqui pra eu ver também, mano. Ih, eu não consigo ver mais nada, tá bom.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin. What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Ó, tá bloqueado. Caraca, que legal, tem um bagulho de fala, mano. Esse quadro deve ser levado a sério. Resposta desbloqueada. Isso menciona essa habilidade psicológica. Tem alguma coisa errada com essa história.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things?
Tava tendo já alucinações, Cthulhu.
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Darkwater. Never heard
Ih, é
of
lá
it.
que o demônio mora, mano.
Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
Ok.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire.
A família inteira morreu, caralho.
Is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case.
Beleza, vambora.
I'll go to Darkwater.
Vamos pra Darkwater.
The death of your daughter.
Suave.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce.
Darkwater, lá
I
vamos
didn't
nós.
expect any less coming
Ah,
from a man
não,
in your
liga
situation.
aí, vambora. Vamos de excursão, vamos de
Something's
busão.
queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
Tá legal? Deixa eu ver aqui.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never
Fica
heard
na
of it.
costa de Boston.
According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then. All I natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology, a good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Arte da medicina. Nós é médico, mano.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Vambora. Darkwater, lá vamos nós. O caso Sarah Hawkins. Agora sim dá pra ver depois a platininha. Vamos platinar essa merda aqui? Não sei como é que é a platina, mano. Já vi que eu vou ter que meter esse jogo no SSD, hein? Os loadings são chatos. Pierce aceitou o caso Hawkins. A artista maldita. A artista maldita? Pra que xingar a menina assim, cara? Foi acusada de ter provocado um incêndio que matou ela e sua família. A única pista é uma pintura perturbada que ela deixou para o pai. Na etiqueta tinha remessa um endereço, um galpão nas docas da ilha Darkwater. Parece um bom lugar para Pierce começar sua investigação. Let's start our investigation, man. Come on. Deve merecer, mas já. Pô, um vacilo. Focus Home Interactive presents a game by Cyanide Studio.
We're almost there.
Por que tem essa linha preta ali, mano? Sei lá. Sabe o que tá na cena? Call of Cthulhu. Call of Duty. Tipo, só começa a meter tiro no Cthulhu. Call of Duty. Ah, que cidade bonita, mano. Olha isso. É tipo uma Gotham, só que ao invés do Batman nós temos o diabo. É isso.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So,
thank you, Captain
what wind
Fitzroy.
brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Beleza, fale com o Fitzroy. Não, mas agora eu vou explorar, porra. Uma cidade bonita dessa, mano.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate.
Ó,
Died a short time ago.
ex-oblivione.
Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand. You can't understand.
Don't put that beast back in the
Mó
water.
cuzão,
you
mano.
shysters, you're crazy.
It's gonna get us in there. Cops. They can't understand.
What could have done so much damage?
Sabe o que foi isso
You
aqui?
can't
Isso aqui
understand.
ele...
You're not sailors. Oh yeah. It's a sign.
Não é nada demais não, mano. Isso aí ela...
Something real bad.
Don't put
Ela
that beast back
tropeçou,
in the
mano.
water, you shysters, you're crazy.
Cops. They can't understand.
Sort out. Your chum wanted to stir us up.
Opa, como é que está, irmão?
But you can stay
Nothing
to watch
for
it
you
if
here
want.
either.
You can
Beat
pick up the
it.
pieces.
Come on, you bastard! You'll see what a true sailor's
Nothing
got
for
in his
you here
belly.
either. Beat it.
Hear that?
O cara não deixa eu ir ali, mano. Que filha da puta. Mano, que lugar sinistro, velho. Vamos pro bar, né? Salve, salve, irmão. Só fumando aí, né? E aí, meu velho, como é que você tá? Aoba! De boa? Suave. Chegamos. Ô, você é mó porcão, irmão. Vai tomar no seu cu. Porcão, porcão. Eu falava na cara dele. Nossa.
Hey, be careful.
Nossa. Gostei desse detetive, velho. Gostei pra caralho desse detetive, velho.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Não fui eu quem procurou confusão.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Não tem lei seca nessas partes. Vamos pedir aqui primeiro. A baleia.
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dock water. When our whalers left for long months and came back, sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
The way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
Credo, mano.
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Não tem lei seca aqui não, mano?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it.
Credo,
But
mano.
I'll say no more. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Vai tomar no seu
That'll
cu
be all
então,
for
mano.
now.
Vai tomar no seu cu então, mano. Eu devia ter socado esse cara nessa sua mesa de merda e quebrado tudo aqui, velho. Ah, se fuder, mano. E aí, seus bosta? Agora eu tô puto, quero brigar, mano. Tem um sanatório. A porra da ilha fica no meio do cu de Boston. Sinistra pra caralho. Depressiva, melancólica. E ainda tem a porra de um sanatório aqui, velho.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true.
Tudo pra
It's
ser
a reminder
cara.
of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater
Nossa,
Island.
moraria fácil aqui, vocês dizem. Nossa, me mudava ontem.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Que música é essa?
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Boa noite,
Good night,
rapaziada.
stranger.
So long.
Nighty night. Você eu vou falar por último. Certeza que você vai ter alguma coisa muito importante pra dizer. Nossa, pega essa garrafa e gira, mano. Pega essa garrafa e gira.
What you looking at, stranger?
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Caralho, mano. Nossa, eu sou mal educado, mano. Mesmo com esse otário aqui, ó. Eita, você eu não vi, irmão. Quem é você, mano?
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering.
Cara, olha a tatuagem no braço do cara, mano. Esse cara com certeza é enviado de Cthulhu, mano. Certeza que ele é enviado de Cthulhu, mano. Nossa, olha a cicatriz, cara.
Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He left.
My God.
Eu vou embora, mano.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
$58? Rapaz. O cara bebia mesmo, hein? Que isso? Deixa eu pegar, mano.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Ó, privadinha top. Achei que eles cagavam numa valeta.
A souvenir from a more prosperous
Eles
era.
usavam uma valeta,
I guess this
mano.
black bacilla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Eu vou falar contigo aí já, irmão. Relaxa aí. A arte da medicina. Tô melhor em médico. Sou melhor médico.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Nova pista.
What a macabre souvenir.
Caraca, é uma pedra de pau, mano. Velho, chegamos na casa do Roberto Carlos. Puta que pariu, eu não sabia.
I brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, Come join me on the deck.
Tá, vai pra varanda então, irmão. Quero ver se vai sumir não, né?
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
E sumiu. Eu saí por lá, irmão.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
Caralho, hein? Tem alguma coisa ali, ó. Foi o
as well as the
Cthulhu.
goods stored in the warehouse.
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island.
Eu manjo, filho.
Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
Muito estranho, mas essa foto parece você.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I'm just back from the wharves.
E a baleia lá, irmão.
The
Tá
dead
morta.
killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
Exato.
That's
Quem
true.
matou ela?
And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The
Pescado
miraculous
milagroso. Fala sobre
catch.
isso.
Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I'm looking for
Tá, me
warehouse
fala do galpão
36.
agora, irmão.
Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Valeu.
Understood.
Thank
You
you.
know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
Exato.
Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
É nóis, irmão. Valeu aí. Esse cara é o mais hospitaleiro daqui, hein, mano. Liberou bastante lugar, ó. Eu já posso passar por ali. Tão indo beber, né? Tão indo beber, né? Onde vocês estão? Onde vocês vão?
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
De onde que esses caras vão fazer, mano? Ah, eles só sentaram ali só. Deixa eu... A gente corre meio devagar, hein?
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
Que contrabandista
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Caralho, já vou ter que voltar lá, mano, pra falar sobre contrabandista, porra. Ó o carro aqui, ó, vindo direto de Máfia 1 que a gente zerou esses dias. Esses dias, eu digo hoje. Caralho, tem um barco quebrado ali, cara. Você não viu não? Vocês não vão tirar aquilo dali não, mano?
You're back again. What can I do for you?
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
Caralho. Mais uma vez eu fui pro lugar certo sem querer, né, velho? Caralho, o Pokémon é um castelo de areia, vai tomar no cu. Um fucking castelo de areia, cara. Tá de sacanagem.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
What could have done so much damage?
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
O cara pescando aqui, mano. Ninguém tá vendo, ninguém tá vendo.
Damnation. I broke it.
Que porra, hein?
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Podia ter coisa ali pra mim ver, mano. Eu devia ter colocado tudo em força, que nem a CX falou. Meti uma pica naquela porra. O que é isso aí?
St. Brendan. Patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Queria saber o que tem ali, velho. Triste. Oba.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh? We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Eu não fiz nada, mano.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
O que eu falo? Quem são aqueles caras ali?
The two guys behind you.
São bêbados, não vou
What are they
conseguir
guarding?
informação muito boa com eles.
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Quem é Cat?
This cat you mentioned. Is she their boss?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell
É a
you
mulher
a
lá.
thing.
Nothing at all.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Caralho, o barco dos caras quebrou, mano.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
Tá bom.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Espero que não, viu? Tem um padre ali, mano. O cara tem um padre aqui, velho. É um policial.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
Eloquência, vamos tentar. Joga o dado.
What's the difference between a police officer and a private detective?
The badge?
Exactly. Apart from that piece of metal, there's nothing that sets us apart.
You think so?
We're looking for the same thing, you and I.
Okay. Spare me the next verse. I'll tell you what I know. There are sailors who think that there's a beast prowling around the docks. Then again, these guys panic at the thought of bringing a rabbit onto a boat, so...
I see.
And there are others who would like to use the warehouses for their goods.
Who are they?
Sorry. I really can't talk about them. Where do you think you're going?
O que a polícia fazendo aqui?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Ok, ninguém tá muito ajudando, né, nesse começo aqui. Tudo meio confuso ainda. Mas vamos acertar as coisas. Esses caras não vão querer deixar eu entrar, então eu vou ter que entrar por aqui, agachado.
Who's this guy? No idea. You better keep it shut.
Where we don't have a clear conscience.
Quiet. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
Ah, não funcionou, porra.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for
Eu tentei
another
meter o louco nos caras, mano. Eu tentei meter o louco, mano. Foi a Cat que me mandou, irmão. Foi a Cat.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Ok. Vou falar pra eles que amanhã vai vir com o estilete cortar o...
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry...
We saw you talk. Go die of thirst, the lot of you.
Vocês quebraram a estátua?
I went to see the statue of St. Brent.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it.
The sailors.
Who else, in your opinion?
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on dock water.
Os contrabandistas.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
Cat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
Tá legal, vocês são chatão, né, mano?
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's gonna be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
Mano, eu vou bater nos dois, mano. Não tem botão de bater,
If I
mano.
can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.